What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Growing Up Hip Hop Season 6, Episode 2. So listen, so we pick up where we left off. We're at Pepper's party. JoJo has left, and now Pepper wants to know, what's the problem? What's the vibe? Why is the vibe off? You know, it's a party. What's going on? And Sam and them explain what happened, but of course they put their spin on it. And even when you, like, his was ridiculous. Even when you hear no, not spin. Even when you hear Sam's version of it, when he says it out loud, like I say this to my students all the time. When you said it out loud, did that make sense when you said it out loud? Because sometimes stuff in our head makes sense. But Sam, for you to say out loud, JoJo said that if a problem between me and Twixt, he gonna rock with Twixt no matter what, because they've been friends. That's what most people would do. Even if I think my friend is wrong, I'm gonna correct them privately. That's all JoJo was saying. All JoJo was saying was, Twixt is my boy. I'm rocking with Twixt. Sam, I don't have no beef with you, but if you and Twixt get into some beef and I gotta make a decision, that's which way I'm going. I think most people would make that same decision. Like, most people would make that same decision. And the rest of the party was sort of saying the same thing. And then they were like, well, how did it come up here? Well, it came up here because Sam brought it up. And Sam was like, well, I never had any intention of bringing that here. I wasn't going to bring that to y'all. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait. And all JoJo was saying was, why did you feel the need to go live and talk shit? Like, if you had a problem with me or you had beef with me, that's fine. But you was on live talking shit about me. Well, me and you could have just had a conversation. That's all JoJo was saying. And pretty much everybody is siding with JoJo on this. And at the end of the day, Sam feels like he is owed a certain level of respect just because he's dating Egypt. And I said this in last week's episode. Sir, nobody has to like you. Nobody has to respect you. Nobody has to give you any reverence just because you are dating the daughter of. Like, that's just not even... Anyway. So everybody's there, and it's funny because the party went on, and Sam is just brooding. He's over in the corner, and he's just brooding. And I'm like, yeah, because nobody's paying you any attention. Like, you are not the center of attention at this point, right? Anyway. So over in New York, we have TT is still at the dress shop, looking for wedding dresses, and we meet the in-laws. Her mother-in-law, her sister-in-law show up, and they look at dresses, and it's really sweet, you know. And of course, they're talking about where they want the wedding, and, you know, she's getting into the whole wedding, you know, vibe of everything. And once again, it sort of comes up who's coming to the wedding and all of that. And, you know, TT was like, listen, not only do I not know what's going on with Egypt's wedding, I have no intention of planning anything around that. Like, whatever they do is whatever they do. Like, I'm getting married in Jamaica. This is when we get married. I don't have nothing to do with the rest of it. And I was like, well, you know, there's that. You know, what you gonna do? Angela and Vanessa. Listen, I'm so sick of the Angela, Vanessa. We're sisters, but we don't talk. But we're sisters, but we don't know each other. But we're sisters, but she doesn't tell me anything. So basically, at this point, everybody has met the boyfriend except for Vanessa. Well, Angela was like, well, that's because everybody on the East Coast, you on the West Coast. So they met Mama, they met JoJo, because they live in New York. They, you know, I think JoJo lives in Jersey, Angela lives in New York, their mother lives in New York. Like, so they're on the East Coast. So that's why they met them. But they turned this into like a big deal, whatever. They had this photo shoot, and in her confessional, Vanessa was like, well, I just want Angela to take it slow. You know, she falls in love, and she, you know, she goes from 0 to 100, and I really like this guy, and I hope he's a good guy, and I just want to make sure that, you know, everything is everything. See, I was going to call that boy Lil Fizz again. I did that in last week's episode. Lil Twist. Pepper reaches out to Twixt because she wants to talk to him, and Twixt is like, I have no idea what Pepper wants to talk to me about. He was like, I don't have no problems with her. I don't have no beef with her. I have no idea what she wants to talk to me about. But he agrees to meet up with her, you know, and talk to her or whatever. we had this really boring scene between Vanessa and her boyfriend, but I guess that was the introduction to him. They're chilling and they're talking, and she's talking about, bringing him around her son and how that was a big deal for her, and that she never envisioned where she is as far as the dating situation, that things are going really well. They've been dating for a while, and she really likes him, and he's getting ready to go to, he's a boxer, so he's getting ready to go to Miami to train. And she was like, "Oh, well, Miami would be cool. I've always loved Miami. I love the water and this and that and the beach, and that would be great for me to come." And I'm thinking she talking about coming down to visit. Next thing you know, Angela asked to move to damn Miami, and I was like, "Well, what? So we just gonna pick up we're just gonna pick up and move?" And she's not doing it temporarily, because she said, I guess they're just doing it for the time being while he's training. And I guess for her son, I'm not sure if he's old enough to be in school, but because of the pandemic, he probably wasn't in school anyway. So, I guess it's not a big deal that she did it, but I'm like, that lets me know that y'all were definitely a lot more serious than a couple of months dating. Either that, or like your sister and your mother are trying to tell you, you might not want to move so fast. You might want to slow down, because, again, even temporarily, for you to get up and decide you're going to move, that's a lot. Anyway, Tyron is opening up a martial arts school in New York, and Tretch is helping him out. Tretch has always been a dad to him, even though that's not his biological dad. That's always been like a dad to him. And he tells, Tretch what went down at the birthday party, and how, Sam seems to be having issues with JoJo. And listen, Tretch starts talking about beef, and he understands how beef can escalate, because in his day, it was the Pac and Biggie beef, and we don't want it to get there. Sir. No disrespect to JoJo, but JoJo ain't Pac or Biggie. And Sam damn sure ain't Pac or Biggie. So, I don't really feel like that's an accurate comparison, I guess. Because they not the same. Don't nobody really care about Sam. Don't nobody know Sam. I don't know how we got here. I don't understand how we got to Pac and Biggie from Sam and JoJo. But okay. And then he starts talking about his daughter, and how his daughter, she don't take no mess. And I was like, what? Like, how do we get... Huh? Child. Anyway, so... I was just like, I was so lost in that part. I was like, how did we get here? How we get to Pac and Biggie? But anyway, neither here nor there. I don't know. I guess we had that whole situation. So then we have oh shoot. B. Lord. Now I ain't gonna remember. Now, Lord. Brianna. Bree. She meets up with TT. TT's in Los Angeles, and we get to see the baby, and he's so cute. And they're talking about the wedding, and Bree is like, "Listen, it's your wedding. Have it where you want to have it, when you want to have it, for however long you want to have it." Because TT wants to have a 4-day extravaganza down to the Jamaica, honey. And Bree was like, "Listen, I'm cool with all of it. Just make sure it's an open bar, and I'm make sure I have me some edibles so I can be as high as I need to be to do whatever it is I need to do." And then once again, we're talking about the fact that her and Pepper and Egypt are just not in a good place. Things are not good. TT throws out a subliminal about her knowing their secrets, and she should be nice to them because she has their secrets. But it looks like next week they got some secrets of their own. Child, it's a whole situation. But basically, it's just more the same. They setting us up for this whole TT Egypt thing. We saw that coming last season. Last but not least, Twixt meets up with Pepper. Now listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I feel like this scene was very chopped and screwed. Pepper wants to know why Twist has a problem with Sam. So let me say this. Pepper, that's not your business. It's not your issue. It's not your concern. And you should not be inserting yourself in it. That's number one. Number two. Twist is saying he's got a problem with Sam because he don't like how... First of all, let's rewind all the way back. Sam and Twist started having issues long before Sam told everybody he was bisexual or that he has slept with men. That doesn't make him bisexual, but he has had encounters with men. He said it. He admitted it. He talked about it. That's his business. I ain't judging. I don't care. Then we add that with him doing the OnlyFans and the thong, right? Twist don't like it. He doesn't like it. For him, it's not a manly thing. But I feel like in this scene, it was very chopped and screwed. I refuse to believe that they sat there because, let's be clear, when they started this scene, it was light outside. By the time they got done, it was damn near dark. So I refuse to believe they sat there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long it took, and all Twist kept saying was, because Sam is in a thong, because Sam is in a thong, because Sam is in a thong, because Sam is in a thong. And I feel like they're trying to twist and create this narrative that Twist is homophobic, because Pepper starts talking about how that's homophobic and you can't say that, and you know, we're living in a cancel culture and I would hate to see him get canceled, and I would hate for people to take his words out of context. You know what Sam wants to do, he's grown, so that doesn't make him a man because he's wearing a thong. She kept saying a Speedo. And let's be clear, there's a difference between a Speedo and a thong. Again, I'm not judging, I don't care, but there is a difference. There's a difference between a Speedo and a thong. It just is. And so, I refuse to believe that that's all Twist said. I just don't believe it. Now, he was very respectful to Pepper. And when he got done and he realized that they weren't getting anywhere, I don't know if he saw the setup or he just realized that the conversation was going nowhere. He was like, I'm done. I'm done talking about it. I don't have anything else to say. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't want to be disrespectful. And then Pepper in her confessional talking about how dare you talk to an OG like this. Like what? First of all, this OG inserted herself in a situation that wasn't her business. So what you talking about? That's number one. And number two, he was calling you Miss Pepper the whole time. And when it got to the point where he felt like he was going to be disrespectful, he ended the conversation. I don't see what he did just because he wasn't saying what you wanted him to say. Here's the thing. Don't nobody have to like Sam but Egypt. Hell, you don't even have to like Sam. And that's great that you like Sam. And that's great that you accept all of Sam and his shenanigans and him and Egypt and all of the hoo-la-la and foo-la-la that they doing down to the internet. That's fine. But nobody else has to accept it and nobody else has to like it. Now, granted, Twist, I can see how some of Twist's words could become problematic. Because at a certain point, the conversation started making me feel some kind of way. But again, I do feel like that scene was chopped and screwed. I just don't believe that man sat there as long as y'all was sitting there and all he could articulate was, he had on a thong, he had on a thong, he had on a thong. Like, that don't even make no sense. Anyway, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.